Hello, everybody, and welcome back to 100 horror movies that you have to check out. We're going over the 1931 version of Dracula, and I've got some feelings and emotions on this that I can't wait to share with you. So, the 1931 Dracula is based off of the 1924 stage play based off of the 1897 novel by Bram Stoker, which was originally stolen and made into the Nosferatu movie against Bram Stoker's knowledge or will or whatever. Um, so there's a lot of all over the place with this. This version stars Bela Lugosi as Dracula, and I think probably like one of the most iconic looks of Dracula, despite there being so many different versions and variations over the last 90 years. The plot of this is very similar because it was the source material for Nosferatu, where a traveling realtor named Renfield travels to a distant land, in this case Transylvania, to help Count Dracula lease an abbey in London. Of course, when he gets there, people start falling ill and dying with these very strange marks on their neck. Um, Renfield goes nuts as the slave to Count Dracula and is his go-to man during the day when Dracula, of course, has to be asleep. I think Dracula's big misstep in this is when he sets his eyes on Mina. On account of this being a story that's been told half a dozen times, if not more, at least in my lifetime, I'm going to skip the plot crunch of Dracula altogether and point out some of the things that really caught my attention while looking into this. There was a marketing ploy used when Dracula came out in theaters where they said that a lot of people had actually fainted in the theater from the sheer fright of seeing Dracula on the screen. This publicity stunt, which was orchestrated by the film studio, ensured that people came out to see the film, if for no other reason than just curiosity to see what was so scary about it. And within 48 hours of that review, over 50,000 tickets had been sold, building a momentum for this movie that made it the largest turnaround in Universal releases up until 1931 at that point. Now, the reception from the critics were a little all over the place. There were four specifically that I had found. One saying that it was remarkably effective as a horror film, even with the background and the creepy atmosphere. Saying that Bela Lugosi was a perfect match for the performance of the vampire in this, even with his faint foreign accent making it enough to make Dracula seem mysterious and scary enough. There was one critic that said this movie was not as good as it could have been, but still a cut above what had been released already. Somebody else had compared it to the stage version of Dracula, saying that it wasn't as scary as the stage version, and that the framework was a little too obvious for the scare attempts or the horror aspect of the movie. So here we have four critics that have four pretty different views on what they thought of this movie. I think for myself, and again, just one more person voicing their opinion, I was really excited to see this because of what it started. This is one of the original Universal movie monsters. I remember as a kid growing up and seeing bits and pieces of the Universal movies, but not really being able to appreciate them because compared to what I was already watching, they felt kind of flat. But to sit back now and know that you're watching the original and seeing just how crazy things have evolved There is almost no gore in this. There is almost no gore in the 1931 Dracula. I don't even think we see the bite marks. I think they're just something that's mentioned, as opposed to if you watch a vampire movie now. Oh my God, the close up. You're this. You there's no denying that you're seeing a vampire attack a person. But this was back in a time where your imagination did a lot of the work for you, which is both good and bad. I'm sure there are pros and cons that anybody can talk about on a movie like this. I think it's safe to say that I'm enjoying the older horror movies more than I'm enjoying the 100 Essential Films poster as of right now. Watching things like Citizen Kane, which I just did a review on, that I felt really flat, and Gone with the Wind, I didn't really enjoy that one as much. But watching these originals, I accidentally watching The Invisible Man out of order, the original Phantom of the Opera, which we just did last week, and next week coming up is Frankenstein. And then we got Freaks, and I'm so excited for these. I am really glad that I have gone on this endeavor. I hope you guys are enjoying watching it with me. Please, let me know what you're thinking below. Are there any movies that you've checked out already that maybe you wouldn't have because of this? Do you agree with my thoughts? Do you think I'm completely off the mark? Which, please tell me. This is, like I said, just one more person's view of a movie, and I just went over 4 professional critics that were all over the spectrum of their reviews. So with that being said, let's wrap this up by scratching off the next movie so that I can get to watching Frankenstein, hopefully with you guys joining me. So let's get to scratching. All right, and now we get to scratch off Bela Lugosi's Dracula. Well, it looks like we got him feeding on Mina. One of these days, I'm going to go back and properly scratch off everything. So we scratched off 1931's Dracula. We were preparing for Frankenstein, also from 1931, for next week. There was a little bit of technical difficulty there, but hopefully I have fixed it in a way that nobody noticed what the mistake was. I want to thank everybody for taking time out of your day to listen to my rant on old movies. Hopefully you are enjoying this. I want to thank my Patreon subscribers whose names are popping up in just a second. I hope you guys are enjoying the My Monday Movie Reviews, which is an extra benefit for the $5 tier. And all of the Patreon names are going to pop up in just a second. It means a lot that you guys have my back still. You're super awesome. Enjoy your week. Check out the other videos. Make sure you hit the buttons down below and let me know what you think. And until then, I will catch you next Thursday for 100 horror movies. Later days.